Joining us from the Israel-Gaza border for the very latest, NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel with more. Richard?
Well, there is now ground fighting inside the Gaza Strip, and we've been watching it intensify all weekend. This did not unfold the way some had expected, with a blitz of divisions of Israeli troops and tanks going in, many reservists. Instead, we've seen elite Israeli troops, combat engineers, bulldozers, tanks, armored personnel, dismounted troops walking into Gaza, going in from multiple directions. Much of it focused in the area on the northern Gaza Strip, which you can see behind me. There's been fighting ongoing this morning, and there do seem to be clashes. We've seen Israeli troops firing. We've also seen the Israeli troops coming under fire, apparently from Hamas. We are now talking about a phase of street-to-street fighting. We have also just heard from witnesses that Israeli tanks, according to witnesses that have spoken to our crew, are on the main road, the Salahuddin Road, which runs from the north to the south of the Gaza Strip. That would make it impossible, or at least very difficult, for Palestinians to follow Israeli orders to go from the north, to go from the south. Israel has repeated those orders with greater urgency this weekend, dropping leaflets telling people to immediately leave Gaza City, leave all the areas in the north, to come out with their hands up, to carry white flags if possible, and to head south. But now with these reports of Israeli troops cutting that road, it makes that mission far more complicated, far more dangerous, if not impossible.
So let's talk about Biden's plea to slow this down, humanitarian pause. What about the civilians? Seeing a lot on social media. Not sure what can be corroborated, but it's inevitable that civilians, there's going to be a lot of suffering if there isn't a pause. What are you hearing on the ground?
So with the power and internet restored, we are able to talk to our teams directly in Gaza. So we're not relying on social media. We're not relying on statements only from the Israeli army or from Hamas, certainly. There are many civilians who are still in Gaza, many civilians who are in harm's way, many civilians who are sheltering in hospitals that say that they have received orders to evacuate because Israel says that they are Hamas command centers, and the doctors say that they cannot evacuate because they're providing services for hundreds of thousands of people who need them more than ever. There are also many accusations that Hamas is holding people deliberately as human shields, but our crews have not seen any evidence of Hamas roadblocks or any evidence that Hamas is forcibly keeping people inside of buildings. What they have seen are many terrified residents who don't know where to go, who don't believe that moving on the roads is any safer than staying where they are, and don't believe that heading south carries any greater degree of safety than staying put.
NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel, thank you very much with the latest.